when I found the body, that glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in that messy state. And while he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting there like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. I just went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Wow, I don't know what to do. I'm making sure I press every statement. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours, bro? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. When I found the body, that glass of juice, I didn't really pour it. Hold it! But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely, I couldn't have said it better myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in that messy state. Hold it, girl! You're not making any sense. Back that ass up. Are you sure it wasn't messy? It wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Karaida? Huh. I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then what did you see next, witness? And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Hold it, girl. Slumped over? Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Oh, we might have to present something right there. So which one was it? And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Alright, keep that in mind. We might have to present something right there. Just keep pressing. Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state, I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice? He just said all this. He had a hard time waking up, huh? So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backwards and knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is our best chance to get to kill the prosecution's case. I was about to say kill the prosecutor. Whoa, we can't kill Edgeworth. Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I have to present something. I don't know what to present. It was this right here, right? Slumped over. Yes, he was sitting here, yeah. Oh, this is confusing. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something.
I'm so confused right now. He was sitting, slumped over, and looking in the corner.
He had a knife coming out his chest. He had a knife coming out his chest, though. Like, come on now. He had a knife coming out his chest. So where is it? He had a knife sticking out his damn chest. How did you not know? What? That wasn't it? The evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence in the statement just now related? She said she was slumped over and she didn't know if he was dead, but he had a knife sticking through his damn chest. What? I'm thinking clearly. I'm thinking pretty damn oh my god. You know I'm right, right? You know I'm right. I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm always right. I got the evidence. He was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Yeah, he was looking pretty tired with that knife going through his fucking chest. Get out of here. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought he was dead didn't cross my mind. That's a fucking lie, man. Then what did cross your mind? That's what I thought. Let's press everything again. Maybe I have to press it right here. When I saw him sitting there like that, I thought he was dead. Didn't cross. Maybe I press it right here. Here we go. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? Is that right? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me, Miss Andrews? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. Got you off guard. Caught you off guard. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Karada's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought there was a dead man. That's, well, you see. Mistake this for someone who fainted. Nonchalantly, go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant piece of baloney, piece of cowabunga dog shit. Breaking no glasses, girl, and your lies have proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. Shiver in despair. No! Damn, she sounded like a man with that ass. But that ass, though. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure now. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, but at least have some pride. It wasn't me. I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the only one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because, Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. That ass refuses to testify. No, we ain't gonna never see that ass again. It's going to jail forever. Then there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ungard innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? What's wrong, Phoenix? That ass has you in the trance or something? Usually. His or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone has it. Gavel. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ungard. Objection! Whoa! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt and Guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told. Oh no! It's that codependency, and she. Oh no, Francisca, what did you do? If I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. Oh no! I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma. I just came to that conclusion, Mia. Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on Guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I ever came across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me, I'm begging you, please believe me. Please believe me. I didn't touch that nigga. I didn't touch that nigga. Please believe me. Please, somebody help me. Anybody. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? The guard can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. It's Francisca. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the crying woman over there. Come on! What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Force Andrews to testify, let's say, request not guilty verdict. Force Andrews to testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you really are hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet! How dare you! You're trying to trick me! Gavel! This is nonsense! I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong! You know you're going to jail, right? Such a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Uh-oh, he's gonna tell the truth about Miss Andrews? He's about to expose you. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth? This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop, please. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report, the attempted suicide. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm talking about, and you know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. Damn, put it on blast. The secret of her codependent nature. Edgeworth is not playing games this Memorial Day weekend. He's trying to get the truth right now. Please stop, I beg you. If people find out, I'll... It's not my fault. I'm putting you on blast. You better answer. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Ooh, Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Help me. Somebody save me. Nothing matters anymore. My crime. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Stabbed him in the chest and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up losing the nickel samurai costume. Oh my god. Stab the body with the knife? But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man? What do you mean by all this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Just like last time? So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carida, in the chest with his knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Ungar for the murder. And this is her crime. Oh my god! At least that ass won't be killed. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Like, this is... What a twist! When I first saw him, I honestly... I thought he had fainted. Honestly. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. And when I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure that... Hold on. She basically just admitted everything. Is it a point for me to press this? Let's press anyway for more information. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged piece of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used that didn't have his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, tucked the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai. Hold it! An inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready pacing back and forth. And that's Miss Old Bag for you. I'd already been caught and made it into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. Makes sense. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. Also put it into the Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. Yup. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's biggest secret. What is this secret? That I don't know that. But anyway, I thought if I were to leave Juan's room in a nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I don't want to concede, but this testimony, it rings of the truth. I'm sorry, Phoenix. No, please don't apologize to me. We're both taken by surprise. Still, I'm sorry. What? I'm supposed to present something? No, I don't think I pressed this. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my body. It moved on its own. She activated her Sharingan for the first time. That's when I stabbed Juan's dead body. I suddenly realized something. If I use this button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Unguard's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Gavel! I think we heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Unguard's room and planted the button into Matt's Hakama, yes? After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word! What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Unguard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Franziska, huh? She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I've done. That's if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. Gavel! What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor! The defense still... Shut it, Wright. It's pointless. At this point in time, it's not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Gavel! The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That's all. Court is adjourned for today. Supreme Gavel! Damn! That was the biggest gavel of all time. The biggest gavel of all time. And then he's got that spiky facepalm going on. Today's trial is over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth, new animation time. What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card. That's the card that we seen in my flashback. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness that card! Give it to me, hurry! Hurry! Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen such an emotional Edgeworth in my entire life. That card, what in the world is it? And what does it mean? I guess we'll find out next time.